Linda, listen. All right, so here's what's going on. Things that need to change in 2016 and we need to leave behind from 2015. First off, before we start this video, I'd like to say thank you to my mother for giving me one of the best Christmas gifts ever, which is you. No, I'm just kidding. That would be weird, actually. That'd mean that she had you. Oh my God, we're related. I'd like to say thank you to my mother for getting me a new setup. Basically, in my entire room, I have new lights, I have a new lens, I have a new camera, and I'm just like, I cannot say thank you enough to her. And I'm also wearing your shirt, so thank you for your shirt as well. Anyways, moving on. In this video, I'm going to be going over the things that we need to leave behind in 2015, because they need to go. And you know what? When I actually sat down and I thought about my channel and I thought about my life, I realized I haven't really made that many talking videos on my channel this year for whatever reason, and me not talking is weird. And over this past year, I almost kind of feel like I was putting more of my emotions and more of my life in creative body painting, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Of course, that's how I started out. But thinking back to the things that I see on the internet, or even thinking to right now the things that I see on the internet, I almost feel like I kind of lost my voice a little bit by not making talking videos. I feel like a video piece of me is missing. Which actually leads me into the very first thing that I want to talk about, starting off my new talking videos again. I've been on social media for multiple years now. And let me tell you, I see a lot of stuff happen. And when I say I've seen a lot of stuff happen, I mean that the internet is actually progressively getting worse. And what seems to be, specifically over this past year, an increasing trend is not being nice to people. Not so much on my social media, because you guys are pretty cool. You know that we're basically a big family and we can talk to each other and this and that. Everything's cool. We're great. But just from generally observing the internet, the one big thing that I want to leave behind in 2015 is people's bad attitude. And this goes into subcategories, and I will get there right now. Going into 2016, let's leave behind putting people on blast. Putting people on blast is something that's actually recently become what I would notice as a trend, meaning that people are increasingly doing it more and more and more. And let's take a moment to just break down what is actually happening when you put someone on blast. And you know what? This actually applies to anyone who actually has any sort of following, meaning 10 people can follow you, 20 people can follow you, 1 million people can follow you. It does not matter the number that follows you. But we're gonna use a bigger number just for the perspective. So let's give some examples. Let's say you buy a potato. No one else can have that potato, but oh my God, someone just got that potato. Oh my God, they have the same potato as me. And then you upload a photo of their social media of their potato. And you're like, @tag, oh my God, I got this potato, and now she has this potato, or he has this potato. Linda, listen, you just put this post out there to however many followers you have. Let's just use 1 million as an example, easy number. You just put this person's social media on your large social media, knowing that all those people are gonna go and attack that person. For what? For a potato? In fact, when you really break it down, can you even picture, okay, let's say you're having a confrontation with somebody. Let's say somebody upsets you. You have a group, it's just you, and you have a group of 4 people in front of you. Is that intimidating? Well, of course it's gonna be a little scary, especially if they're coming at you very angry. Imagine if you had 1 million people standing right in front of you, all yelling at you and telling you you're a bad person, anything from along the lines of, oh my God, to, you know, stuff I don't even want to say. For what? Why? Who deserves that? Can you imagine being that one person? Let's say it was a mistake that they bought your potato. Can you imagine that one person maybe already feeling bad that they did that? And then you have all these people attack them? Maybe you are guilty of whatever you did, but can you imagine having a whole group, a whole mob of people after you, in front of you? Just because it's the internet, doesn't mean that it's not still a person. And the putting people on blast trend is growing. It's growing. People are seeing their favorite people do it, and then they think it's okay. People are seeing their friends do it, and then they think it's okay. And then it becomes this whole big attack of, you got my potato, you got my potato, everyone's got my potato, oh my God, it's like the world is exploding. So this whole putting people on blast thing needs to go. Doesn't make you cool, doesn't make you tough, doesn't make you strong, and definitely doesn't make you right. Not everyone in the world is gonna like each other, and that's fine. And people make mistakes, and things happen. But if someone's bothering you, or if you have a problem with somebody, email them, message them, talk to them privately, because honestly, whatever's going on is not the world's problem. The phrase, it's the internet, needs to go forever. Remember that no matter who you're answering online, you don't know that person. Unless maybe you know them in person, then in which case you would know that person. The phrase, it's the internet, literally drives me up a wall. Reason being, who do you think is operating the internet? people. And the reason the phrase "it's the internet" needs to go is because "it's the internet" is usually a response to someone saying something mean to somebody else and then them justifying it by saying, "It's the internet." Just because you could say something doesn't mean that you should. Just because you can break the law doesn't mean that you should. So along with kicking the phrase of "it's the internet," we also need to kick the bad attitude with "it's the internet." There is never a reason to say something unnecessary, unneeded, or mean to someone. There really never is. There is a complete difference between joking, messing around, poking fun in a fun way, and being mean. I have absolutely noticed an increasing trend of things going from being comedy, being funny, joking around, poking fun at yourself, poking fun at other people, but just messing around, to literally being cruel. Or maybe so much not necessarily being cruel, but even just little comments like on other people's social media, like ugly, ew, fat, fake, gross, disgusting. Take your negative comment, ball it up, put it inside your body, and put out something positive. Take your comments that aren't needed, that aren't necessary, and just stop commenting them to other people that you do not know, and do something productive. If everybody sucked in all of their comments that were just like ugly, you could probably spend at least those 2 seconds making a sandwich. Or even better, you could spend those 2 seconds writing something nice. And you know what? The world isn't nice. It's not always a nice place, but the world is what you make it. The internet is what you make it. And I know that my social media and things that I run will always be a fun place for you guys. And you know what? I was just doing a phone interview the other day, and I'm like, I know I can't change the world, but sometimes it just takes one person to speak their minds and other people to listen. Our generation, even the generation younger than me, we should be setting the example for people who are coming onto the internet. So people don't have to be like, oh, I'm not gonna get on the internet, there's too much drama. Oh, I'm not gonna get on the internet, there's too much of this. Oh, I can't make a YouTube video because I'm not good enough. I can't do this because I'm gonna get attacked. I can't do this because this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. We should be encouraging each other, and we should be like, you know what? Get on YouTube, start a channel, start social media, share your passion with the world. Hopefully you can inspire somebody else. But we don't do that. The internet it's the internet. And instead people would rather take their time and tear people down instead of rising people up, which makes no sense to me. So goodbye 2015 and people's negative attitudes on the internet, and hopefully, hello, let's actually change the world, make a difference, and positively impact our community. So for 2016, make a resolution to yourself that you will be a part of this generation that changes the world for the better. And over this past year, I haven't done that many talking videos, and I slightly feel like I've lost part of my voice. But you know what? 2016, I'm gonna start back with my talking videos, also starting with a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for me, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm also on other social media all the time. You guys can always talk to me on Instagram and etc. Leave comments, I read them, I answer, I wanna chat. What's going on with your whole life? Tell me where you're born, just kidding. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact me.